Hi, my name is Tiago Duarte and welcome to another video tutorial here at Daily Beats. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made a beat, a Dreamy Rap Beat in FL Studio. But before we start the tutorial, I would like to announce that I'm going to start doing live streams Friday at 6 p.m. GMT +2. So this is the Stuttgart time, 6 p.m. And basically what I'm going to do in this tutorial, in these live streams, is it's called the producer show. And it's basically a Q&A live stream where I can see all of your questions in the chat and then answer in FL Studio or any other DAW for that matter. I'm proficient in several DAWs, so I can show you pretty much whatever questions you have. I think I'm able to answer them in a video so that I can help you answer some of your questions. So if you want to be part of the live stream, be sure to check out the channel at around 6 p.m. Again, GMT +2, which is Stuttgart time. And you can post all of your questions in the chat, and I will try to answer them during the live stream. So let's go ahead and jump into FL Studio so that I can show you what I did. As you can see, or as you can hear, the beat sounds really nice, really happy, really dreamy, and I really like it. And one of the things that I used in this beat, or in this project, was something that I would not normally use, which is for the piano sample. Normally you use a vocoder with your vocals. And what I did is that I used the vocoder with an instrument, a piano sample. So what I did was I recorded with Edison just a C note with my piano, with one of the pianos that I have here. And then I sampled it and I applied the Vocodex on top of it so that I had this dreamy piano vibe that I'm going to show you. So this is the piano thing that I created, and as you can see here, I have 3x oscillator just giving me this chord progression, and the chord progression acts as the carrier for Vocodex. So let's see Vocodex, and as you can see, the carrier is with channel 1, which is named car, which is carrier, and as you can see, channel 2 is channel 2 from 3x oscillator. Whenever I play these notes here in the piano sample and also this chord progression in the 3x oscillator, it will give me this type of vibe. So let's listen to the sample without any effect. And when I enable the effects and then I play this chord progression, it sounds something like this. So very dreamy, and it's a completely different sound from the original, which is really nice, and you can use Vocodex for this type of stuff. So Vocodex is not something that I would use this way. Vocodex is more like a vocal type of effect. So that was okay, but I was messing around here with Vocodex, trying to find some new inspiration and some new ideas, and then I thought, okay, maybe if I instead of using my vocal or my voice or a vocal from a vocal pack, let me try to use an instrument, a piano. And then I got this really cool sound, and then I thought, okay, let me do a beat with this because I think this is going to sound really cool. So that's what I did for the piano. Next up, I just added some of the instruments for the kick, hi-hat and snare, and this is basically the kick pattern. So let's see here the kick pattern, and this is from one of my presets or from one of my sample packs in FPC from soprano drums, and this is how the kick and the snare sound together. Very simple, very cool. And then I added the hi-hats. For the hi-hats, I used one of the presets in Drum Max, and this is sounds really cool. And as you can see, it's just a single note playing the preset. I had to mute the kick, the snares, so that I only had the cymbals, so that I could add them to my drum loop. So this is how it sounds. Sounds really cool, really dope. Now let's hear the drums with the piano alone. Again, really cool, really dope, and I thought, okay, this sounds really nice. Now I can move forward and start building the rest of the track. The next element was the bass. And for the bass, again, I used 3x oscillator with my bass preset, which is this type of wave shapes, and then a low pass filter here just to cut some of the high resonance of the bass. So now let's hear the bass solo, and then in the context of the rest of the instruments. Okay, solo sounds really nice, really hip-hop bass, and let's see in the context of the rest of the instruments. So at this point I said, okay, I really like this track and I think it's in a really solid state. Now let me just add something else just to spice it up and give a higher melody, because if this is the only melody, it's kind of a boring thing if it only has the piano and this chord progression. So I thought, okay, let me try some strings. So I started playing around with some strings and jamming around some of the strings that I have here in Expand 2. And I came up with this very long 16-bar loop, which I was playing around here. And the good thing about this one is because there is several different patterns here in every 4 bars, it's always different. And this gave me, or allowed me to have different parts, so I can choose, for instance, in the first chorus I have only the first 8 bars, in the second chorus I have the last 8 bars. So this is really something that you can play around with and add more variation to your tracks. And this was all played, and I just had to fix some of the notes here and there, but it has a more human vibe because of it, and that's something that I want to integrate more in my tracks, so that I have a more human vibe into the tracks and they don't sound very digital or robotic. So that's something that I'm experimenting way more in my production. And yeah, let's hear the strings in the context of the track, and then I will show you the entire string pattern. As you can see, this gave a really nice melodic element to the track. So now we have the foundation with the chord progression, the bass, and then this comes to give a little bit of uplifting of the track. So this is how the melody looks like. As you can see, 16 bars of pure notes and they sound really cool. So now let's listen to the second part, and the second part is second chorus, and let's see here this section here. Okay, to finish this track off, I added here some electric piano just to give a little bit of variation. And as you can also see, this electric piano works also after the first chorus. So I have the introduction of the track, I have the first verse, and then I have the first chorus. And to give some variation, I usually like to put here some different instrument or some different vibe to the track so that we have a different variation and it makes the track more interesting. So let's listen to the electric piano. And the electric piano is just the chord progressions with strumming. So this is how the electric piano sounds alone. Really simple, really cool. So now let's hear the transition from the chorus to this part with just the piano, the electric piano and the drums and the bass, and you will see that the transition sounds really, really cool. As you can hear, both transitions sound really smooth and really, really cool. And I really like this track, and I think it turned out to sound really, really cool and really dope and very, very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Very dreamy and really, really nice track. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this beat. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you want to see more of this, head up to dailybeats.pt and become a premium member, and you'll have access to the entire video where I show pretty much all the process that I go to create the entire track. You see my sound selection, you see my mixing, mastering process, and you see everything that I do with no filters, with no paywalls, with nothing. Everything you will be able to access. And again, I would like to tell you that the live streams will be Saturday, 6 p.m. Stuttgart time or Berlin time, which is GMT plus 2 hours. And you will be able to ask questions and have your questions answered in the live stream. So that's it. If you are new here to this channel, subscribe and activate notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Also consider supporting this channel by buying one of the products at dailybeats.pt or become a premium member, and you'll have access to the entire videos. You will also be able to download project files and sample packs so that you can improve your sound library with more sounds and really cool sounds. And you will also be able to have personalized questions or answers to your music production questions with videos so that I can help you become a better producer faster. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.